This is a review of the game Titanfall with keithexplosion. So this is Titanfall. It's been out for probably about 3.5 months, maybe 4 months at this point. Got pretty good reviews from everyone across the board, but now it's a good few months later. I think people are starting to kind of notice some of the failings of the Titanfall game. I kind of noticed it out of the gate, to be honest with you. There's, I don't know, I want to get too... Let's start out with the good points. The good points are, graphics are fucking amazing. As you can tell here, the graphics are off the chain. The controls are just as good. They're based on, the controls are pretty much identical to what you'd find in like a Call of Duty. The guy who made this game, Vincent Zampella, he originally did Medal of Honor Frontline for the PS2 back in the day, which was gargantuanly successful, and to the point to where essentially Activision hired him and his team, Infinity Ward. He founded Infinity Ward, him and his buddy, can't remember that dude's name, but anyways, they founded Infinity Ward, and Activision hired him to make a game just like Medal of Honor, but better, which is what we all know now today as Call of Duty. That went on for years, or somewhere around the Modern Warfare 2, they got into a huge legal battle, and Vincent Zampella left and, basically sold Infinity Ward, and now started Respawn Entertainment, and this is his new baby. The point of that story, or at least what should be taken away from it, is that every time this guy touches a game, it turns to fucking instant gold. I don't really think that's going to be any different with this game. This is the first one in the inevitable franchise, and I think that for his first showing on the game, it's amazing. I think it'll do really well. Needs some pretty good tweaks, but for the most part, I mean, it's amazing. So let's go on to what I consider. I don't know what other people's have been saying recently. I haven't really been reading or keeping up on what people think of Titanfall, but just from what I know from talking to people and what I've experienced is, I would say the game doesn't have a lot of weapons. It needs a lot more weapon selection and a lot more customization to the characters. I haven't maxed out a character or anything, to be honest with you. So I don't know, maybe it gets better as it goes on. I imagine you'd unlock more stuff, but just from what I've seen, because you can see all the stuff that's unlockable, from the, character creation screen, so there's just not a lot of weapons. It looks like maybe a combination of 30-40 weapons and that's like 5 in every category, submachine gun, sniper rifle, assault rifle, all that. So yeah, not a lot of weapons. 30-40 weapons sounds like a lot, but when you spread it across like 5-6 categories, it really isn't much. Let's see here, what else? There's not really a huge incentive to continue leveling. From what I've seen, at least so far, there's no prestige system. There's no, you're not unlocking anything really that crazy. You know what I mean? It's just different weapons. They don't seem to do a ton more damage. They do more damage, but not. It's not a game changer from what I can tell. That's one thing I've been, kind of been having a hard time with the game. The game's really fun to play, but it's just there's not a whole lot of incentive to continue playing it longer than, I don't at any point feel like I'm trying to achieve anything. Where in Call of Duty, it seems like I'm always like, okay, I need to get this level so I can get this, or, unlock this, mask or whatever, you know what I mean? I've never felt that with Titanfall. Another thing is the game seems a little too chaotic to me. It's 6v6 essentially with real players, but then they throw in these endless waves of bots. In fact, most of the guys you're seeing me kill in here are bots. That guy just killed his actual player, but yeah, the game is almost too chaotic. It's kind of a bad example of video while talking about this because there's not really much going on, but the game gets so chaotic that at times you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know if you're killing bots or if you're killing other players or what the hell. I mean, I play these games to kill other players, to fight against other players, not other players in the mix of bots. Like I found I've spent a lot of time playing this game running around looking for other actual players and just ignoring the bots. The bots are generally pretty stupid. They won't, from my experience, they don't really fire on me unless I fire on them or I'm just blatantly in front of them. The AI is pretty retarded. But like I said, this is their first showing, this is their first game, we'll see what happens. If I was in charge of it, I'd pull the bots out, make the maps a little smaller. The maps are pretty huge. They kind of have to be to a certain extent because of the Titans, but some of the first maps that they had, the first two maps that they had for the demo, the city one, I can't remember which one it was, that was like perfect. It was perfect size, it was big enough where the Titans could maneuver, but small enough to where you were kind of, if you were in a Titan, everyone knew you were. So there was constant combat between players. So I mean, yeah, this game is dripping with potential. It's just got some little things that need to be twisted around to make this game a gargantuan success. You know what I mean? Like I could see this game killing Call of Duty if it was done right. You know what I mean? If it was straight up 6v6 with the right kind of maps, the right size, and if they really beefed up the character customization so that where you could customize the Titans and make them look, color-wise and just visually different to your, totally customize it to how you want to do it. Also, just add a character customization in with the actual player. I think, I like being the pilot more than I do in the Titan, to be honest with you. That double jump is sick. You can run on walls, which I thought was really kind of could end up being gimmicky when I first heard about it and saw it. But after using it and play, it's really fun. And it really, I don't know, it really seems to kind of, like, these are bots. They're just being dumbasses. But yeah, everything in the game that I thought might possibly be gimmicky, like even the Titans, I thought, oh man, there's never really been a really widely successful mech game. I mean, one could argue the Armored Core series, but they've never been, like, I'm talking like Call of Duty level, not even in the same dimension as something like that. But yeah, great game. I've had fun playing it. Big old Titan fist fight. That's what I end up seeming to do a lot of times, is I'll just start fist fighting with the other Titans, though it seems to do way more freaking damage than the weapons do, which is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, this is 2 of, I think there's about 20 levels, if not 20, dang close. There's at least 1 map pack out now that adds onto the game. There's a campaign mode to it, but all it is just playing these multiplayer matches in a certain order with a storyline behind it, which is kind of cool, but that would be another thing. I mean, if they really want to save the day on this game, if they put an offline campaign to it, even if it was 5 hours, Call of Duty style, it would, I think, make a huge difference, because people aren't connected to the characters, and people need that. They need to be connected to the storyline and feel some sort of affinity towards the characters in the game. I think they kind of overlooked the importance of that. Overall, though, I mean, like I said, great game. It just needs some minor tweaks, and I think they know what they need to do now. So overall, I'd give it 3 sizzling bacons. That's the good solid. I mean, maybe 3.5, 4. I don't know. I'd go 4 because this is a must-have game. I say if you have an Xbox One, you need to have this game. You need to play it. You need to see what's going on, and it's one of the definitive must-have games for the Xbox One right now. That'll change probably in the next few months, but this was the, I look at it as the halo of the Xbox One, at least initially. So, but we'll see what happens in the end. All right, later.